Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. And on today's DIY, I just want to show you guys how to make a simple shelf just using pieces of cardboard boxes that you may have sitting around at home. You'll just need some cardboard, tape, a box cutter or scissors, a pen, paint, and I also used glue as well. And I used a second type of tape as well, and I'll show you everything that I used. And also I have a full list in the description box for when you're ready to make your own. Okay, so to begin this DIY, I went ahead and got a piece of cardboard to the length and the width of how I would like the shelf to be. And I'm just putting it down on a larger piece of cardboard, and I'm using that as my guide to make the rest. I'm going to take two pieces of cardboard and place them together so that we can make a stronger shelf. Okay, now that we have our pieces lined up, we're just going to take our box cutter, and I'm going to use this piece of spare cardboard, and I'm going to place it underneath just so I can protect my floors. And I'm going to just follow the lines that I have made and use my box cutter and cut slowly to make sure that I don't deviate from the lines that I have. Now, I did on the second one get off the line slightly, but I was able to correct it by just using a pair of scissors to clean up the edges. And you'll notice here where I kind of went off, but it was very simple to fix that problem. Okay, now on to our next step. I have our pieces all cut up. And I'm going to, like I said before, double up the pieces of cardboard, and we're going to make a triangle shelf. That's something that you can place on the mantle or you can place on your coffee table. So I'm going to use my Elmer's glue, because Elmer's glue, when used with cardboard, seems to make it much stronger once it's dried. So I'm going to use my Elmer's, and I'm going to use hot glue just for the purpose of this video. If you want to use E6000 or any other adhesive glue, I wouldn't just use hot glue only, because hot glue over time will just come apart and it's not as strong as you would think. So I'm just taking the glue and I'm covering the piece of cardboard, and I'm just making sure that it's getting to the edges as best as possible, because as you'll see later on in the video, you want to make sure that your edges are laid down. So now we're on to our next step, and as you can see, we've gotten our cardboard glued together, and we're going to make a triangle shelf. So to get those pieces of cardboard to lay flat together, I am going to take my scissors and bevel or angle the edges. And it's just taking a little bit of the cardboard off of the edge on the inside, so that when you do place them together, they can just lay flat. By removing that extra piece of cardboard, it'll make it easier. And as you can see, this is what I meant by making sure that your edges were down, because my edge just popped up. But that's okay. I went ahead and glued it back down before I put everything together. As you can see there, I'm just trying to show you the best way I can of how I angled those edges, so that when they do sit together, as I'm showing you here, they'll fit a little bit better. Okay, now that we've gotten our edges the way we would like them to be, now we're going to tape our pieces together so that they can have smooth edges when it's time for us to paint. So I'm just going to make sure that my pieces fit properly, and I'm going to sit them up together, and then I'm going to take a piece of tape and place them together. Now, this part got a little tricky for me because I was trying to hold them all together at the same time. But the best way to handle this situation is just by placing your tape onto the edge of one piece. Just as I'm showing you here. Place it on the edge of just one piece, and then place your second piece along the side so that you can control where your second piece is going, because if not, you could possibly end up with a gap or it being lower than you would like for it to be. So I found the best way to get it evenly on was to put the tape on one piece and then hold up my second piece to it, and then pressing the tape onto the other side, bringing them together that way. So once I got all the sides taped up, I decided to get a smaller piece of tape, a piece of Scotch tape, and I just wanted to line the edges so that also, again, when we go to paint it, we'll have smooth edges as well on the outside. So I just went ahead and pulled the piece to the length that I wanted and placed it on. Okay, so here I'm just showing you where I've got all the edges lined with the tape, and we're getting ready to paint our shelf. I chose this golden yellow or a mustard yellow, however you would like to call it. I chose this to go on the inside, and on the outside I'm going to use my gray. I wanted to use white, but I was low on my white paint, so I just went with the gray. And we're just going to paint this on the inside. I did use 2 layers of paint on the inside and 2 layers of paint on the outside. And here's our final project. I decided to place mine on my mantle, and I put a candle on the inside. I also saw a photo of one where they had a small little potted plant hanging from the center, and I really thought that was cute. If I had one of those, I'd probably put that in the center. But here is our final project. I hope you guys enjoy.